Hello, it's Nikki. Today I wanted to take you behind the scenes, and there's going to be 3 of these videos, so have a little look. I want to bring a reality check in terms of speaking, because I know with something like speaking and becoming more visible, there's a hesitation and it can feel very overwhelming. It can feel like a big thing. It can feel like you have to have a brand new personality that's not scared of doing the thing. And I guess, want to start by reassuring you that if you do the small things and build the foundations, you've then got this thing for so many different scenarios. It's almost like, let me show any excuse to talk about my plant. It's almost like if you plant the seeds in here, the amount of different leaves and stems that are going to come off here are quite amazing. I could show you my other plants as well. I've got loads. No, seriously, I've got loads. So today I want to talk about when I did Stylist Live in 2018. And it was my birthday. It was my 37th birthday, and I was freshly pregnant and I didn't know yet. So when I see the pictures of that day, I'm like, oh, my little baby girl was in there. Who knew? I didn't know at the time. But anyway, so Stylist Live was on my vision board. Working with Stylist magazine had been on my vision board for years. I loved it when I used to commute all the time. It used to come out on a Wednesday. It would be at my local tube station. I loved it. And I just loved the breadth of conversation they had within that magazine. And then when they started doing those live events, I just started to add it to my vision board. And then in 2018, I did a talk at Stylist Live about goal setting and vision boarding and screwing your resolutions essentially and beginning now. And I love the irony of that. And I also loved the fact that past me was like, I'm gonna put this down. I don't know how it's gonna happen, but I'm gonna write it down and set the intention. So even at this stage, if you're thinking about speaking and you're like, yeah, but I don't know how I would make that happen. I don't know anybody there. The amount of my clients that just get this ripple effect. And I had it with a client the other week, like she did one thing, and then she was asked on another radio show, and then she voice noted me and was like, I've actually been on the radio 3 times this week. So this is what I mean, that once you do one, you build that know, like, and trust factor, and it's all groovy. So number 1, what did I gain from this? It was a new playground for me, meaning I think many of us can get stuck in our algorithm, in our feed. We only see what's around us. We see our community. We go to the same networking events. And honestly, it felt on that day, I'd just been thrown into a new playground. Like, whoa, look at all these different people who I don't know. And therefore, which leads me into my second point, is that I had a brand new audience in front of me. And I don't know who was in that audience. I had some friends and family and some clients and people who had sort of, I'd had connections with. And that was really lovely. But the majority, I believe, were complete strangers. They were people who were going to Stylist Live for the day, and they'd maybe bought some jewelry and some face stuff. And then they were like, I'm going to have a look. What's this woman talking about? And I had a really great spot. I had like a 2:25 on the Friday afternoon. So right at that time where people have had their lunch, they're going for a wander. And I was very, very grateful for that. Number 3, in that situation, I had the opportunity to be filmed. And I knew it. I knew what that could do for my career. And I made the investment in hiring an amazing videographer and their team. I will tag them down below because I think it's really important just to celebrate people's great work. They were phenomenal and just such a joy to work with. And I paid, so again, this is sometimes a tricky thing. It's like, oh my goodness, I'm going to pay for something before I've been paid for that thing. But I had to switch out of that mindset and make it happen. Like, no, I'm going to do this. This is going to happen. And this is all part of the process. So I got the opportunity for it to be filmed, and I got it filmed professionally. I was on a stage, I had a headset, it was all part of the thing. And that, for me, being able to sit on my YouTube channel as part of my personal brand, it's just opened so many doors. And I know that the thing is with speaking sometimes is that there isn't always that opportunity to be filmed, because maybe the work is more intimate, maybe the venue is not kind of like workable to be filmed. Maybe there are lots of other people, maybe there are restrictions in terms of being hired, and I just took this opportunity and went with it. So the fact that that went on my website led to so many other opportunities, and it showed that I could do the job. Number 4, the trust stamp. This was really, really key for me, because everybody wants to know that you are going to be reliable, that you are going to be trustworthy, and that other people have invested in you first. And the thing is that once you do one, once you begin to build that CV, the gap in the conversation between somebody being vaguely interested in your work or reading your email, it just shortens so quickly. Of, oh right, okay, so you've worked with them, oh brilliant, okay, well we don't need to talk about this anymore, yeah, let's go for this, great. It just brings more comfort to people knowing that you've done it before. The next one, showing my work and helping people. It's all very well putting your face on a pretty website and putting things in place in principle, but people want to see it, people want to feel it, and that is what speaking does. There's nowhere to hide as the expert. People, you have that opportunity to work with people eyeball to eyeball, not in a creepy way, and really make difference, really change people's lives, maybe create an impact that will ripple and things will change, and yeah, amazing stuff. The next one, I honed my talk. So when I worked with Stylist, they were very particular, rightly so, about what they wanted. They had an entire weekend's program of speakers and talks and panels and things like that. So for them, it was very much about curation. And so when I put together my talk, I went in and pitched, I think I had about 4 or 5 different ideas that I'd mapped out. And so I think this really shifted for me, even though I've been an actor for 25 years, this level that was required of, and I think this is the thing also, many of us are so good at winging it. Like if we are solution focused, and if somebody just says to us, can you just speak for 20 minutes? Most of us would pull something out of the bag. And the level of attention to detail in this, even though if they said, can you come and talk to us like in the next hour, I definitely could. And I would feel confident to do that. But here, it was about really setting things in stone, really being reliable and adding that gloss and that slickness. If it was a dance class, it could be quite tempting just to freestyle and mark it. But what happened if I performed it and really took it to that next level? And the 5th one, I don't know if it was the 5th, maybe 8th, I've lost track of the numbers, to be booked and busy. There's nothing like opening yourself up to a brand new audience, to welcome new inquiries. And sometimes people just need to see you. They need to experience you. They need to hear it. So they have that moment, even though you feel like you've been talking about it online for yonks and yonks and yonks. Sometimes people need to be in that environment and go, oh, this is good. Almost like, if you play music in your room when you were a teenager, and then after you playing this particular album for 2 months, your parents would say, hey, I quite like that song. It's quite good, isn't it? And you're like, I know, I've been playing it for 2 months. And that's the same with your business sometimes. People need to see it and really feel it. And then when they are ready, it all works in a magical way. If you want help with your speaking, come to Speak Up Live, join my Speak Up program, or do a strategy session, and let's do this thing. Lots of love. Bye.